Let's have a look at what has changed in Rxindi 1.4. This is an important update that addresses many usability issues you might have run into when using previous versions, and also introduces a few new features. Starting off with data file formats. Rxindi's native input format is XML, but the file types Excel, CSV and JSON are also supported. Unfortunately, many users faced issues when trying to use such files as input in previous versions. Additionally, the built-in mapping for these files into an XML format was not ideal. In version 1.4, this entire part of Rxindi has been rewritten in a more robust way. This should lead to a much better compatibility on a greater range of systems. Also, the new default mappings have been changed to be easier to use and more consistent. Using a new option, you can now actually select between a total of 3 different mapping modes. This includes the mapping mode from previous versions, the new default mapping, and a raw mapping mode. Raw mapping allows you to use CSV and Excel files that do not have a header, or enables you to treat the header as normal data. Previous versions of Rxindi already allowed you to change paragraph, character, and object styles using the action statement. In this version, this has been expanded to table and cell styles as well. For cell styles, you can set the style of an individual cell, or a whole row, or column, at once. This can also be combined in any way you like. Talking about styles. For all style actions, you can now reference style names which are contained in a style group in InDesign, by simply using slashes, to separate the group and style names. QR code support has been much improved and extended in this version. In fact, Rxindi now supports outputting to all QR types supported by InDesign, like email and vCard QR codes. Additionally, the updating of QR codes has been made more robust, which should address some issues that could pop up in previous versions. The way paths are handled for loop and ROWREPEAT has also changed in this release. Whereas previously you'd write a path to a parent element in order to loop over child elements, you now write the path to the actual elements to loop over. While this seems counterintuitive at first maybe, it actually gives you much more control, and it is also better aligned with how standard XPath works. This change in behavior does mean that templates written for previous versions may no longer give the expected result by default. It is recommended to simply update the paths, because the new behavior is not expected to change again. However, you can also enable the new compatibility mode. With this, your templates are processed in the same way as they were in version 1.3 and before. Do note though that in this mode some of the new features discussed here are not available. As shown earlier in this video, the Rxindi panel menu has changed a bit. There is now a new options sub-menu. Here you can change the compatibility mode, mapping mode, and set the amount of logging. The latter is now set to a lower amount than before by default, for improved performance. The manual has seen much improvements as well in this release. It now contains much more details and better examples. There are now dedicated sections with information on the changes, how to migrate, and on license information. And with a new button, you can now open all the help pages in your browser instead of the built-in help viewer. There are more fixes and improvements in version 1.4 than what we've shown here. The description of this video has a link to the full release notes, which contain much more details. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.